6 p.m. and the regular session of the City Council of Denison, Texas is now in session. This evening, our invocation will be given by Thomas Warner, Youth Pastor of New Beginnings Fellowship.
Will you bow your heads and pray with me? Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance, and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thanks as well for the freedom to embrace you and the freedom to reject you. Thank you for loving us even so from your boundless and gracious nature. In the scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities, since you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice. Therefore, I pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council. I am asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to do work together in harmony, even when there is honest disagreement, and personal peace in their lives and joy in their tasks before them. I pray for the agenda that's set here today. I pray your presence be here in this room abundantly and apparently. Please give us assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Denison, Texas. It is in your name I pray. Amen.
Anderson, an Air Force veteran. Thank you for your service, ma'am. And also the Wilson Patello Post 62 adjutant. She will lead our pledge this evening.
Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
This evening, we have a very special introduction and presentation, and I would like to call Chief Mike Gudgel to make this presentation.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Pleasure to be here this evening. As it seems like we're more of animal control because I think we brought more dogs to the council meeting than anybody else. But this evening I want to introduce, come on up, Tyler. This is Officer Tyler Buchanan. I'd like to introduce his canine partner, Echo. Echo's a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois from Holland. He's trained in, I think, 4 different types of drugs: methamphetamine, cocaine, ecstasy, and heroin. He's been with us about 2.5 weeks now. He went through some training, and so did Tyler, to be able to be the handler. And we're just super proud to have him here. You know, it's been a long process, but we want to thank a lot of our community. As many of you know, Rotary held a golf tournament, raised $25,000. DISD has partnered with us, our Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association. So we garnered some money from a whole lot of folks in order to make this possible. He's a little bit new, so if we do an applause later on, we got to kind of just maybe golf clap because he gets a little nervous. Normally, what happens when we swear in an officer, if any of you've been to that, is Chris Wallentine gets up and the officer raises his hand and then recites after her. We were going to have him raise his paw, but he doesn't understand English. He speaks German and Dutch, correct? So tonight we won't do that. We'll just do a badge presentation. So he's an officer here, and he will receive a badge number, and Echo officially will receive badge number 156 tonight. So we're proud to do that pinning here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer Echo. Just a couple of more things about Echo. He is trained in building searches, tracking, and apprehension. So we're certain he's going to be a very useful tool. We're proud to have him, proud to have Tyler being the K-9 handler here. You'll get to see Tyler out and Echo out in the community at several events as we move forward. So thank you all for having us tonight.
Well, Echo, welcome to the Denison Police Department. We're very glad to have you, even if you don't understand what we're saying.
Thank you all very much.
All right. At this point in each council meeting, we set aside time for any citizen who wishes to speak on behalf of any agenda item listed. Ms. Walentine, do we have any requests to speak cards? No. Therefore, there will be no public comments. Item 4, consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
There is a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Hander and a second by Councilmember Spiegel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Item 5A, receive a report, hold a discussion, conduct a public hearing, and take action on an ordinance changing the zoning of the subject property from the commercial zoning district to the single-family 5, SF5 zoning district located at 129 East Bond Street, case number 2021-058Z. Mr. Medina.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Council. Here's the subject property outlined in yellow. Again, it's 129 East Bond Street. We have North Lamar running north to south, and East Bond Street running east to west over kind of where it dead ends near the railroad tracks. Again, this is that pocket of Denison that's predominantly zoned commercial. However, it's developed in a residential neighborhood, and the applicant is wanting to rezone this property and build one new single-family residence in this area, or on this lot, rather. So as a recap, the proposed zoning change does comply with our comprehensive plan. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval on May 25th, 2021, and city staff also recommends approval of the zoning change.
Questions for Mr. Medina? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on behalf of this agenda item? There being none, the public hearing is closed. Discussion from council? A motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the ordinance amending the zoning of the subject property from commercial zoning district to the single-family 5 SF-5 zoning district.
Second.
There is a motion by Councilmember Crawley and a second by Councilmember Spiegel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Item 5B, receive a report, hold a discussion, conduct a public hearing, and take action on an ordinance amending section 28.43.4 of chapter 28, the comprehensive zoning ordinance, case number 2021-066ZO. Mr. Webb.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. As referenced on the agenda caption and in the staff report, staff is recommending an amendment to our zoning ordinance to allow for planned development districts to accommodate future residential developments to be a little bit smaller in size. Right now, the minimum acreage is 5 acres. That is common in most cities. I think Denison is unique in fact that we have many older infill areas that would benefit from a planned development district. As the staff report indicated, the PDs are tended to provide for some flexibility when the base zoning is not able to do that. So with that, Mayor, we're recommending this amendment to the Planning Zoning Commission, to the ordinance. You do have approval recommendation from the P&Z on May 25th. Be glad to answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Webb? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on behalf of this agenda item? There being none, the public hearing is closed. Discussion from council. A motion?
Mayor, I move to approve the proposed amendment to the comprehensive zoning ordinance.
Second.
There is a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Hander and a second by Councilmember Doty. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Item 6, A, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the city's Code of Ordinances to expand the reach of the child safety zone. Greg Mitchell.
Madam Mayor, council members, I've never used this before. Great. This is a proposal to expand.
Mr. Mitchell, would you raise the microphone
Oh.
just there?
I'm a little taller. Okay, this is a proposal to expand on the ordinance that covers the child safety zone. We currently have a child safety zone that is established. In the current ordinance, it covers where registered sex offenders may live in either permanent or temporary residence. And they're restricted to stay at least 1,500 feet away from the established child safety zones. What it does not cover is where registered sex offenders can frequent or hang out. And so this proposed ordinance is to expand the reach of the child safety zone, not geographically, but to restrict the activities so that they cannot linger or congregate in the established child safety zone. The child safety zone would include, or does include, places like the public library, parks, playgrounds, schools, daycare centers, the swimming pool, places like that. So that's what the intent of this amendment is. They would still be able to travel through to conduct their business. They could drive through an area like that. And at the library, we would still issue them a library card and provide them with access to online services and curbside delivery. But they would not be able to come and hang around. Any questions?
Questions from Mr. Mitchell? Discussion from council. A motion.
Mayor,
Yes.
it's Julie. There is a slight language change from the one that's in your council packet, the ordinance, to add the phrase to the exceptions of activities that are not violations, to be actively utilizing curbside pickup at the library. It was intended to be an exception, but it didn't make it into the language. So we've corrected that in the final draft, but it was after your packet distribution. So I just wanted to note that for the council.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? All right, a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve the ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the city's Code of Ordinances to expand the reach of the child safety zone.
Second.
There is a motion by Councilmember Spiegel and a second by Councilmember Doty. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Pursuant to Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, the council reserves the right to convene an executive session from time to time as deemed necessary during this meeting to receive legal advice from its attorney on any posted agenda item as permitted by law or to discuss the following. Consult with attorney on a matter in which the attorney's duty to the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct conflicts with this chapter, and/or consult with attorney about pending or contemplated litigation or contemplated settlement of the same, section 551.071. Confer with city attorney regarding A.S. versus Richard Curtis et al., District Court 15, Judicial District, Grayson County, Texas. Confer with city attorney regarding City of Denison versus Sherman Pro Auto Glass LLC et al., 397th District Court, Grayson County, Texas. Confer with city attorney regarding administrative complaint style TG and MG or JG versus Denison Independent School District. Confer with city attorney regarding Miramar Development Corporation versus House Spradling et al., 59th District Court, Grayson County, Texas. Confer with city attorney regarding contract of EMS services, including but not limited to contract with LifeNet. confer with city attorney regarding acquisition of property in downtown Denison for municipal purposes. The time is 6:15 and the council is now in executive session. We'll